Hello, me again with another new wave of British heavy metal record review. Again, we're going back to singles now. And this is another debut single. It's coming from Heavy Petin. And it's Roll the Dice and Love Times Love. On, of course, Neat Records. Neat Records, of course. Tilt the screen maybe so we can not see that as much. There we go. Alright. So Neat Records, of course, associated with acts like Blitzkrieg, Venom, and Raven, Tigers of Pantang. So this was their first single. Love Times Love was re-recorded on their time with Polydor as well for an EP or a maxi single. And these guys had a couple LPs, and basically by the late 80s were gone. They had Demos 98, which was their last original material. And I believe they kept mostly the same lineup, but I read at some point, and I can't attest to its accuracy, that originally the band was called Weeper, and then a couple guys joined, and they became Heavy Petin, which, of course, great name for a band. So let's go right into it. The lineup here, as you can see, got a lovely photo here on the back. So that's them. Let's see what we have, because I don't have this memorized. I'm going to read it off the sleeve. Gordon Bonner, lead guitar. Punky, which I'm guessing isn't what his mama named him. Punky Mendoza, but great rock and roll name. Lead guitars, Steve Heyman. Vocals, Brian Watt. Bass, and Gary Moat, drums. Real quick, I want to point out, this is, of course, a Neat record, and I've done a lot of reading on Neat records. John Tucker does the Neat and Tidy book. It's fantastic. You should check it out. The whole history of Neat records from day one. All the releases catalog, just fucking brilliant. But of course, different logo here on the sleeve a little bit, and this is when they were doing the red labels in '82 there with Neat. If you know anything about Neat, you know they change their label colors from time to time. And then on the B side, because the single's kind of in rough shape, so I'm just going to flip the whole thing because I'm lazy tonight. Love X Love, not Love Times Love. So what say you to that? But what about the music? Okay, we've seen enough of the actual record. Roll the Dice. For me, Love Times Love, for whatever reason, they must have figured out because they re-recorded it. That's the song for this record. But Roll the Dice is kind of a fun rock and roll song, you know, heavy metal, British metal. These guys do kind of sound like Def Leppard, but heavier. I've heard bits via YouTube of their other releases they did since, and it doesn't quite have the same effect for me. I mean, it's production-wise or how they're writing at the time. This is a cool single. It really catches with you. Roll the Dice is kind of an alright, you know, British heavy metal song. For me, it's not the memorable one. For me, Love Times Love is the cool song on here. There's an acoustic bit in it. It is a bit repetitive, but it's got a good hook and a good rock, and you could really just headbang front row to it. Gosh, not a lot much more to say. It is, like I always say with Neat records, their singles, for whatever reason, were produced decently well. The albums got a little lackluster in production, but this single does sound pretty good acoustic, you know, with sound-wise. Stereo recording, all that you put in your headphones, it does sound pretty good, really. Great playing, you know. Overall, it's an alright single. You should check it out. If I had to rate it on a star system, which I'm not going to make a norm on these videos, we're not going to start rating stuff. I would say probably this. I find this on my turntable more often. We'll say this. We'll put it this way. This is on my turntable more often than Diamond Head's Four Cuts, which I just did a bit ago. And even Sweet and Innocent, which is probably blasphemy, but and maybe because I've heard that song so many times. You know, I've owned that record for like 10 years. I've had this for a couple. Yeah, it just, for me, even though going to the Four Cuts, they shoot out the lights and that's really good, I still, on that one, prefer the original. That's a whole different thing. You can watch those other videos. I just made them. They're on YouTube. This is really, you know, I'll put the single on, and like I say, you roll the dice. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's the way you roll the dice. And then Love Times Love just comes on, and it's just, it gets in your brain. You'll be singing it all day. Got a great hook, great rock and roll song, great metal song. Check it out. Pick up a copy or check it out on YouTube. I don't know if the Love Times Love from this single is on YouTube, but, you know, check out the other version. It's a little bit different the way they recorded it. They added some bits. Different sonically the way it was recorded, obviously, because Polydor probably put up more money than Neat Records. And the one thing, too, I got to point out with this, because I like when bands do this, and it's interesting to see a little band like this, a small, early band do this. On the back, they want you to know what equipment they're using. So, check it out. Again, classic British heavy metal. Heavy Petin. Roll the dice. CW. Love times love.